if you want to get really advanced in your banners on Google Classroom, you can create an animated banner in which you use a Bitmoji, and your Bitmoji is walking across the screen like you see here on mine. So the way you start this out is the same way you start out with making a customizable banner. You go to File and Page Setup, and again you want to change your pixels, custom pixels, to 800 by 200. And then you want to build your background, whatever it is. So when I built mine, the first thing that I started with was I looked for a brick wall. So I went to Insert, Image, and I searched the web for a brick wall. And I wanted a white brick wall. When I found the one that I liked, I went ahead and just clicked Insert, and it put it in there for me. Now, one thing you're going to need to remember is don't just take this and stretch it all the way across, because then it kind of distorts the image. So what you want to do is just copy and paste it, and you want to line it up so that it will fit over the entire width of the screen. Now, notice I have this little bit of extra space over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a fourth one. And then the way that you crop images in Google is you go to hit this button right here. That's the crop image option. And you want to click on the black box, not the blue box. And you just want to make this line up with the end of your banner. Then I did the same thing and I looked for a floor. Once you find the floor that you want, again, you just want to adjust it down to size, and then you want to move it to where you want it to be. So one thing that a lot of people don't realize about Google Slides is that if you right click, you have an option to rearrange your order. So maybe you have something that somehow ended up behind this wood and you really want it in front of the wood. You can change the order of any item so that it will show up behind any particular image that you already have. So right now I just sent this image to the back. So what it's saying is it sent it behind this picture of the brick wall. Now that I have my flooring in place, I just want to insert items that you would typically see in a classroom. So here I've searched for some plans. Notice that the plan on the left and the plan on the right, they have what is called a transparent background, but the one in the middle does not. So when you're searching for something, you can always type the words transparent background after it in order to find versions of that plan or whatever it is that you'll be able to not have this white background around. Once you get your classroom created, or the background image that you want created, then it's time to insert your Bitmoji, which is how we're going to animate it. So it's helpful if you've already created your Bitmoji on Snapchat on your phone, and there's a Bitmoji extension that you can find, and you just you Google Bitmoji extension, and then up here there would be an option to install it. Once it's installed, it's going to pop up as an extension up here. If for some reason you don't see the extension beside your toolbar or your web browser bar, then when you click on this puzzle piece right here, you have an option that shows you all of your extensions, and you can choose which ones that you want to see. So if you click this pin option, then it's going to pin it to the bar up here. So I'm going to click my Bitmoji extension, and I'm going to have all of these Bitmojis I can choose from. So one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to find one where I was walking. So I searched for walking, and it popped up here. When you click on the image, it's going to tell you to right click and click copy image. And then I'm going to move over to my picture and I'm going to paste it. And there is my Bitmoji. Once you have your Bitmoji put on the screen for the first one, then you just make copies of this screen by right clicking and click duplicate slide, and then you just move your Bitmoji over so that it will look like a progression of someone walking across. Now for my final slide, I didn't want to be walking anymore. I wanted to be facing the class, facing my Google Classroom. I found this Bitmoji right here. So again, I'm going to copy image and I'm going to paste it. And that's where I got my final Bitmoji of me waving at the Google Classroom. So after you've got your Bitmoji created, then you want to go to Screencastify. And you want to use Screencastify for this recording because Screencastify does things that other programs don't do. So we're going to click record, and it's going to be recording my screen as I'm going through. And I'm going to click present. And then I'm just going to scroll over and it's going to record what's happening as I scroll through each of the slides. If you want to do it a couple times, you can. If you don't like how I did it the first time, then do it again. Once that's done, then you want to end your recording for Screencastify, to trim it a little bit. So you'll click on these scissors here and you're just going to click and drag them over. I'm not allowed to record the screen of me doing that, so you're just going to have to drag these over to be the time frame that you want it to be. Mine ended up being about 3 seconds when it was all said and done. And then I'm going to click on this download option and drop down menu, and you notice you have the option to export as an animated GIF, and that's what you want to do. Once you've downloaded the GIF, you can see mine over here. Notice that it has a black screen above and a little bit below. So we're going to have to crop the GIF. We can't do that the same way we would crop pictures. So I just Googled how to crop an animated GIF, and it took me to this website, easygif.com. And I'm going to upload my GIF. And then I'm going to click the resize option. To resize it to where, again, it's that 800 by 200 ratio. And then when I click resize image, it's going to pop up down here and you're going to be able to see what the final product is going to look like. And this is what it's going to be. And that's way better than having this black stuff both above and below. Once it's resized, you can click the save option, and that's going to download it again for you. And then you'll go back to your Google Classroom and upload your photo. And you're done. There's your animated GIF in your Google Classroom.